Good morning, everyone. This is David Blair, the Crosshairs Trader. Welcome to my Monday morning pre-market intelligence report. I trust that you had a great weekend and that you will have a wonderful week ahead. Just to mention before we get to the charts, my website, we've got earnings season coming up, starting with Alcoa. Did want to mention that if you want a nice convenient place to locate an earnings date, it is on my website in the right hand sidebar on my home page and on my Crosshairs blog page. You simply go here and enter a company's symbol. Let's put in Apple, for instance, and it will simply load up the earnings data from briefing.com. Will tell you the next earnings date, October the 19th, and give you some past results here. Okay, take advantage of that if you'd like. That's a free service, and I'd love for you to take advantage of that. Also, make sure you sign up for my blog, RSS feed, Twitter, and email if you'd like to receive updates whenever I post them. All right, let's take a look at some charts. Same thing we've been looking at for the last week, and the market's doing exactly, again, what we really want it to do for us who trade big charts. We need a pullback, consolidation, and that's exactly what's going on. So let's take a look at our indexes and our futures. This is the S&P futures chart again. Nice consolidation. We got a line in the sand, as we call it, right here. This is an area where the market's trying to push through to head up to the next possible two resistance areas, which is around 1162 and 1200. So we've got what I call, if you read in my blog, the Lego market. Green, red, doji, red, red, just a mix. And this is where the stock market, for those who trade the way we trade, the stock market will eat you up and chew you up and spit you out and take all the money that you've made on the nice trends that we've been having. Right now we have to wait for the market to tell us what it's going to do, either this or this. We can also see that in the NASDAQ. NASDAQ reached a possible, or got close to a possible resistance area. It has now rolled over a little bit, exactly what we want. We want it to see, at least stay above the 1966 area, 1965 area, hold here, and then head back up to this possible resistance, and maybe even break out, and the NASDAQ could take us to new highs this year if it decides to do so. New York Stock Exchange Composite, same thing. We've got some resistance areas here trying to break out to head to these resistance levels, 74.46, and then at the very top around 77.18, 77.20 will be our next area. That's a long ways to go, but we need to particularly pay attention to the consolidation in the next area of resistance on all of these. OEX, which is the S&P 100, again, broken record here, folks. All of these are setting here on some support, possibly to head up to the next resistance levels. Okay? The reason we look at these, let's look at the S&P, is because they can guide us on our individual trades. You're a Crosshairs trader, you understand this, but consolidation on the S&P. And let's look at one more. Let's take a look at the Dow. The Dow's got some major resistance as well as far as price. It's also got some moving average resistance. This moving average resistance comes from my weekly chart. Major moving average there. And then we also have our highs for the year at about 11,200. So again, the market still has some room to run up, but it's in an area that needs to consolidate, and you know the market can do whatever it wants to do. Down here it dropped out of a channel, fooled a lot of bears, and now it's popped up out of this channel, could be fooling a lot of bulls. We could just as easily go right back down in here as we could consolidate and continue to go up. I'd like to see the consolidation to continue to go up and get out of this channel that we've been in, but again, I'll do what the market asks us to do, trade it up or down. A couple individual stocks I'm watching. FISV. FISV's had a nice move up on the weekly chart. However, it's hit a major area of resistance that it's hit many times in the past couple of years. It's hit it again. What I'd like to see is if this pattern changes, if FISV can consolidate in here and then break above this area, then we've got a good opportunity to trade this up, and you can see that on the daily chart here. Just perfect. Hit resistance just like we'd be watching. Waiting. Had a crosshair last time. A few weeks ago, broke out of some nearby resistance, headed up to our major price resistance. And in so doing, it has paused. And now we wait. And as we wait, what we want to see, and for those who trade in the crosshairs, we're watching the candle count with our lines, and if this is consolidate and hold in here and then bust through that resistance, we've got a wonderful opportunity to trade FISV up. CXW, same thing. CXW has had a nice crosshair on the daily chart here, broke out of some nearby resistance. But one thing we're watching is again an area of resistance here. Right in here, let's draw this red for resistance. As we watch this resistance level, for those who may be in this trade, it's a watch to see what it's going to do here. It's pulled back a little bit. If it can hold and continue to go up, we add to our positions. If it gets here and pauses and then continues to go up, we can add to our positions. If it tells us that it's not going to make it here, starts rolling over, then we get out. CXW. Last one is one that traders love to watch, Amazon. Amazon's had a nice move after a crosshair up to a resistance area that it then broke through. So now what we've been talking about in our members only webinars is watching Amazon pull back to this area, find support, and then tell us that it's strong enough to continue to go up through the end of the year. So that's what we're watching. Hey, love to have you join us. Join us on my free site. Sign up on Twitter, RSS feed, email. Join us on our members only discussions. Email me at david@thecrosshairstrader.com if you feel like that's something that you'd like to explore. I would love to have you. Just contact me. Ask. Doesn't hurt to ask, and I'll be glad to send you some information. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time in the crosshairs.